Alright, and hello! What's up, all my icy friends? I am the Dragon God of Gaming, Editor-D.Dragon, and welcome to this week's WWE Weekly Roundup, where we round up everything that happened between Raw, SmackDown, and NXT to bring you what we think, what happened, what could happen, and what shouldn't really be happening. So, we're going to be starting off with Raw this week, as we normally do. And we start off tonight with Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans challenging Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch. I mean, this was a good promo. It was, a good setup for Raw. But we do not need to keep on having Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans. Can we move on from Lacey Evans? Can we move on from Baron Corbin? They do not need to be in these title pictures. There are plenty of other people that deserve to be in the Universal and Women's Championship spots. And Lacey Evans is really not a credible threat at this point. I don't see her as a credible threat at this point. And I'm pretty sure most of you that like WWE don't think it either. And with all due respect to Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans, they just are not ready. Far from ready. And there are plenty of other deserving people. Like right now, they're giving Samoa Joe a good spot where he's supposed to be in a World Championship picture with the WWE Championship. What they should have done was put him in the Universal Championship picture so we can stop having main events with Baron freaking Corbin. We do not need to see it. And I'm going on a little bit of a tangent. Let's just say this. It was good talking, but it's just good lord. Because that's the best they can possibly do. Alright, next up. The Revival, Daniel Bryan and Rowan versus the Usos and the New Day. Obviously the championships are highly contestable. The tag team championships aren't very spotlighted, but they should be, is what I'm saying. They really should be. And it's a crying shame that they're not. But the end of this match took really place after Jey Uso took a tag and then caught Dawson off with a diving splash to Wilder to win. So this was really down to the wire, I guess. But it's very formulaic WWE kind of style, but obviously the Usos make it good. The New Day, obviously very entertaining. The Revival, very underrated. And Bryan and Rowan, well, Daniel Bryan is one of the best technical wrestlers in this generation. And Rowan, he's starting to get more of his footing, so decent match, is what I say. Okay. The Miz TV featuring Drake Maverick, which set up a 24/7 championship match between R-Truth and Drake Maverick. Drake Maverick wanted redemption because of his wedding day, which, dude, a belt does not, dude, you needed a girlfriend. And the girl in that picture was absolutely beautiful. Why did you leave her at the altar? No wonder why she dumped you on Twitter. I want a divorce. Oh no. But that was actually kind of funny. But it set up a 24/7 championship match between R-Truth and Drake Maverick, which ended in less than about 10 seconds with the little Jimmy maneuver, I don't know what to call it. But jumping one-handed facebuster and put Drake Maverick to the floor, and then R-Truth hightailed it. So, yeah, that's ended. Okay, I'm going to skip over the next one because obviously Roman Reigns versus Shane McMahon and Drew McIntyre. All you need to know is that it went to a no contest because obviously Drew McIntyre and Shane McMahon was ganging up on people. And what happened was The Undertaker appeared and chokes him the crap out of these two men. It was a very underwhelming match. Why are you putting The Undertaker in this? This is not... The Undertaker is not going to save this. The Undertaker is absolutely a legend. And the man could save almost about anything, but this cannot be saved. Like, you're trying to push your son to the top, dude. Stop it. So, yeah, that's the way that went. Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley, a tug of war match. There's not much to say here. It was a tug of war. Strowman pulled Lashley over the line, and Lashley attacked Strowman afterwards with vicious forearms, using the rope that was being pulled as basically like a weapon to, you know, scrape across the eyes of Braun Strowman. And then Bobby Lashley tried to attack Braun Strowman afterwards, but getting ran over, because Braun Strowman can legally be classified as a human truck. So, yeah, that was basically like that. There's not much to pull down here. Alright, next, the Viking Raiders versus Luke Gallows and Carl Anderson. Obviously, this is your kind of like your straightforward squash, let me kick the crap out of you match. AJ Styles wanted Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows to you know, show him that they still had that fire in them and that they haven't become complacent with themselves. And so basically they wanted a match against the Viking Raiders, Eric and Ivar, but I'm calling them Hanson and Rowe. That's basically what they are. But after a, you know, very pitiful match, obviously it's the Viking Raiders. They're going on a tear. One Viking experience later, the pop-up power slam from the Viking Raiders. 1, 2, 3 on Carl Anderson. The Viking Raiders won. It was basically a squash match. There's not much to write home about here. Okay, R-Truth escapes the ring as 8-time 24/7 champion. Mojo Rawley and Heath Slater was having a match. Obviously, Truth ran out. You know, all this happens, but Heath Slater pinned R-Truth, which made him the 24/7 champion. Then R-Truth got it back with a little Jimmy maneuver like we did from earlier. Pinned him, he got the title back, which makes him a 7-time champion. Then Cedric Alexander caught him with the lumbar check, put him down for the 1, 2, 3. Cedric Alexander was champion for less than a minute before he ran into a 1%er from EC3 to get pinned yet again. So EC3 actually had a championship until Carmelo stole the title from him, and that distracted him long enough for R-Truth to roll him up and steal the belt. And then they run. So they are screwing with EC3. Holy crap. But that was a back and forth that I actually liked. That was actually pretty funny. So if you guys want to go check that out, I suggest you should. Alright, Kofi Kingston versus Sami Zayn. Then Kofi Kingston versus Kevin Owens. What can be said? Kofi Kingston is really getting much more better with being the champion. And Sami Zayn is actually giving his all, but in the end got laid out. That's all basically the best way I can say it. He got laid out. But he also went out of his way to defeat Kevin Owens as well. Sami Zayn got pinned, and Kofi Kingston got KO counted out. So, yeah. Kofi Kingston is surviving until Samoa Joe came out and basically annihilated the man, setting him up, as I said earlier, for the WWE Championship match very soon at Extreme Rules, I believe. So that is going to be good. Thank God they are doing something better with Samoa Joe. Even though his feud with Rey Mysterio was actually really good, he should be a little more better. Alright, next up, Alexa Bliss versus Naomi Then Bliss and Nikki Cross versus Natalya and Naomi. Now, originally this match was supposed to be Alexa Bliss versus Naomi. Obviously, Nikki Cross intervened to help Alexa Bliss leave. And, Alexa Bliss caught Naomi slipping. And, Alexa Bliss actually won by pinfall by planting her with that blissful DDT that she usually does after distraction. And afterwards, Alexa Bliss kept on attacking Naomi. Keep on. And obviously, as it turns out, Natalya came out and, made the save for Naomi. I'm sorry, I'm talking like very slowly, but a lot of this needs to be like recovered memory, so I'm sorry. But next up, the match was restarted as a tag team match, which Bliss and Cross actually won again. And Nikki Cross hit that violent swinging neckbreaker off of a blind tag from Alexa Bliss. So, yeah. It was your standard affair. It wasn't that good. So, can't really say much for it. Okay, next up, we had a match between Ricochet and AJ Styles, the best match of the night, which is fitting because this is the main event. Obviously, Ricochet is very nimble, and he's obviously still, like, worn out from stomping ground. AJ Styles needed a victory, but, hey, you can't get it easy, right? Basically, they went for a very good amount of time, and after showcasing how they are basically the best that WWE has to offer, the former WWE champion, experience shown through. Styles moved out the way of the 630 splash, and he landed on the apron. Fitting place for AJ Styles, who landed a phenomenal forearm to pin Ricochet. 1, 2, 3, ladies and gentlemen. This is the start of a United States Championship match between AJ Styles and Ricochet. Okay, now that was Raw. Time to go to SmackDown. Next up, to start off the show, Kofi Kingston was in the ring. Obviously, Dolph Ziggler very mad that Kofi Kingston won. And he kept on saying he refused to allow someone to leapfrog him for a contested WWE Championship. So, but he did say that he was talking about WWE management, and he will fight Kofi Kingston in a best 2 out of 3 falls. And if he wins, he's added to the Extreme Rules match between Kofi Kingston and Samoa Joe at Extreme Rules. So, let's see where that takes him. Okay, the first match of the night comes off with Xavier Woods and Big E versus Daniel Bryan and Rowan, the Planet's champions. I guess that's what they're calling it now. The match was your standard affair. Obviously, it's Xavier Woods and Big E. They're gonna be doing all their very, showman type stuff. And obviously, you can't really have a New Day match without them posturing for something. It's very weird. And Daniel Bryan and Rowan kept on getting really mad at that. So, yeah. Your standard affair came out when, obviously, Xavier Woods was in trouble. I don't know why they keep on doing that. The man's actually really good. Shout out to Up Up Down Down channel, where Xavier Woods is actually the host. So he's one of our very own. You gotta support our brother in here. But off the hot tag to Big E, obviously he's the powerhouse of the group, so he just ran over Daniel Bryan, kept on running over him. Roman's got a run of the kick. I believe a drop kick from Xavier Woods. A little while into the match, Big E was locked in the label lock, which Xavier Woods broke up, and then delivered a midnight hour to actually defeat the tag team champions. So 1, 2, 3, the New Day defeated Bryan and Rowan. After the bell, obviously, you can't have a start of night without shenanigans. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn came out and attacked the New Day. Heavy Machinery came out to make the save, and the result basically came out was a post 8-man match. So it was now the new match, the New Day and Heavy Machinery versus Bryan, Rowan, Kevin Owens, and Sami Zayn. I don't even really want to talk about this match. It was just basically very, very, very stupid. They just should have left it alone. But basically what you need to know is that Heavy Machinery and the New Day defeated the other team of Owens, Zayn, Bryan, and Rowan. Heavy Machinery flattened the tag team contestants by destroying Sami Zayn with the compactor and leaving Owens to fend for himself. So 1, 2, 3, Heavy Machinery and the New Day win. I don't know why they had two out of 3 falls matches tonight. I don't understand. But this was another one. The best had a 2 out of 3 falls match. The Miz versus Elias. The first fall came out when Shane McMahon came out and interfered, helped Elias by distracting Miz and allowing Elias to lock in the drift away for a 1-0 move. After that, the second fall came out with Skull Crusher finale setting up the Miz, but obviously Drew, Shane McMahon attacked the Miz, so it drew for disqualification. So that tied him up 1-1. After that bell, Shane McMahon and Elias beat up the Miz. It's just weird, man. I'm tired of this. At the end of the night, the Elias won basically because Shane O'Mac needs, his spotlight for the night. I just can't. Next up, Bayley versus Nikki Cross. Obviously Nikki Cross was a little bit agitated that at Starring-D, she was kind of the result of Alexa Bliss losing, and yeah, it was a little weird. But the end of the match came out when she basically dodged Bayley's corner charge into obviously the corner, missed, dropping her with that neck breaker, that very, very bad neck breaker. And she kicked out at 2. And from there, it was more like a series of just counters, and roll-ups. And very soon, Nikki Cross shifted her weight to keep Bayley's shoulders on the mat. 1, 2, 3. Nikki Cross defeated Bayley. Actually, this was actually a very good match. Nikki Cross needs to have a lot more screen time, but she needs to stop doing this whole thing with Alexa Bliss. No one's asking for it, and no one needs to keep on seeing it. Regardless, it's just there to get Bayley and Alexa Bliss more screen time. This is the booking that screws you, WWE. Think about your long-term planning, man. Okay, next up, Ember Moon versus Sonya Deville. Obviously, this keeps on happening because Sonya Deville and Mandy Rose has no idea what it means by boundaries. You don't do something just because you want to. It's stupid. It's weird. It's just, Ember Moon came out very aggressive. Obviously, she actually returned to the square circle after, I believe, a little hiatus. But she came back, obviously very frustrated, and Alicia's a very fury of just punches and, hold, pummeling her. But again, like half the night, a distraction by Mandy Rose caught Ember Moon's attention, and Deville capitalized and shoving her into the ring post and then rolling her up for a victory. WWE, you can think of more things than this, man. We do not need to keep on seeing distraction victories. Okay. Now, next up, as the 2 out of 3 falls championship contender match between Kofi Kingston and Dolph Ziggler. It's fitting this is the main event. This was a pretty good match, and I'm glad that the main event is probably the best match of the night, but just more distraction victories. WWE, you can write better than this. You have a writing team. Think of something new, for fuck's sake. Okay. The first victory comes to Kofi Kingston after a small distraction from a New Day member, I believe it was Xavier Woods, to pull up a roll-up and win the first fall. Kofi Kingston is up 1-0. Afterwards, they basically need to show off that Dolph Ziggler has a little bit of fight of him, so they can't just do a 2-0 lead. So what they did was have Ziggler run in after a very brutalizing beating, dropping him with a zigzag, putting him down just over and over again. The WWE Champion almost rolled him up again. Ziggler actually survived that one and then got right back up to a super kick, which turned him inside out. I've seen that super kick so many times. That looked vicious. For the second fall, 1, 2, 3. It's tied at 1-1. The match ended by a lot of reversals and a lot of counters to have Kofi Kingston deliver a Trouble in Paradise to score the last pinfall to secure the match. It will be a one-on-one match at Extreme Rules for the WWE Championship between him and Samoa Joe. The match was absolutely beautiful. If you guys need to see anything throughout these two nights, on Monday, the main event. Tuesday, the main event. So go check them out if you guys have not yet. Okay. Next up, NXT. The final thing of the night. Okay. We're going to start off with the first start of the NXT breakout, the NXT breakout tournament that they're having between Angel Garza, which is Hector Garza, and Joaquin Wilde, aka DJZ. DJZ came in with the LED helmet and vest. The man is looking beautiful in that freaking thing. Oh my god. Basically, a Titantron thing came out, him talking about his health from 2017 and how it almost ended his career and inspired him to make the most of what he had for the WWE opportunity. For Angel Garza, he's Humberto Carrillo's cousin, and he dude just had a really weird experience. Basically speaking, after a butterfly stunner to win, Angel Garza defeated Joaquin Wilde in the first round. In the first round of the breakout tournament. Now, the funny thing is, I thought DJZ was going to win. The dude has a lot of potential. You just took him out immediately? Good lord. WWE, you're vicious with your stuff. But the match was absolutely pretty good there. Back and forth. A lot of things that you guys won't see on WWE. This is where you see it. Joaquin Wilde and Angel Garza, these are things that you should be watching. These men will be absolutely beautiful. Alright. Then we had a hype package for Kushida. Talk about, new opponents that he will have in NXT. Who else will stand in his way. So, Kushida looks like he's going to be a major player very soon. And I'm hoping that they do him really good. Then we have an interviewer going up with Damian Priest from last week. And he basically just sends him away by saying, we haven't seen anything just yet. So let's hope we see a lot more out of Damian Priest. Okay, next up, it'll be the Street Profits versus the Forgotten Sons. The match was pretty good up until a standpoint. Obviously, it was your standard affair. lot of it had to do with very much high flying. Wesley Blake and Steve Cutler. It's just very strange to see. Like, I just had a weird feeling that something was gonna happen, and obviously Jackson Riker happened. After a lot of close calls, Jackson Riker pulled Montez Ford out of the ring from a pin, which causing a disqualification on behalf of the Frontline Sons. That means the Street Profits win via disqualification. Jackson Riker and Steve Cutler and Wesley Blake went after the Street Profits by attacking them, beating them down. Obviously, a brawl going out of the proportions. Only Logan and Danny Burch came out to make the save, sending the Forgotten Sons up the rampway. But obviously, you gotta think, these men want a shot at the NXT Tag Team Championships, and they pointed out, like, basically, yeah, we want this. So, yeah. But it cut to another thing with someone just watching a random film in a dark room. And basically, before I started this, I was looking online, and speculation thinks that's Killian Dane. So let's hope the Belfast Brawler is coming back to NXT, where he actually is going to be used. I was kind of upset that they couldn't really use him very well with the with Sanity. Sanity immediately disappeared the minute they started. So WWE, good goddamn. All right, then we had a basically like an earlier today package where Alea and Vanessa Bourne was mocking Mia Yim's life story, basically saying that it was touching, but they can't relate, and they are quote unquote hires and Mia is a lower. So this sets up a match for Alea to face Mia Yim next week. So let's see how that actually fares for her. Next, we had a squash match between some guy named Nikos Ricos versus Keith Lee. Very quickly and in short order, less than about 2 to 3 minutes. A limit breaker, basically like a standing, hey, let me do like a jackhammer type of move, pull up, and then slam down move from Keith Lee. 1, 2, 3. It was just basically, yeah. Also, which came out, Tyler Breeze versus Roderick Strong and Isaiah Swerve Scott versus Cameron Grimes. Basically, Swerve Scott, I believe that's ACH versus Trevor Lee. I believe that's what that is. So shoot, that's gonna be good. Or it could be Cameron Grimes. I know exactly who he is because he's the only one that had the name Grimes, and that just immediately led me to believe like Walking Dead, which made me just keep on remembering it that's Trevor Lee. And Isaiah Swerve Scott's either Shane Strickland, aka Killshot from Lucha Underground, or it's ACH. One of them. So that'll be next week in the first round match in the breakout tournament. Can't wait to see that. Next up would be, and the final match of the night would be Io Shirai versus Shayna Baszler in the first ever women's steel cage match in NXT. Basically, you're getting what you're usually getting from like NXT TakeOver 25. Basically, standard affair. Most of the match was them trying to escape. Shayna using her power advantage over Io Shirai. But the end of the match came out when Io Shirai went for the door. Marina Shafir and Jessamine Duke came out, obviously just blocking the door because obviously they can't allow her to lose. They can't allow her to lose. I'm sorry, we can't allow her to lose. Candice LeRae came out to even the odds against everyone. Io did a really, really wicked moonsault from off the top, taking out Shayna Baszler after Candice LeRae took out Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. The end of the match, and the final end of the match, was them Shayna Baszler and Io Shirai fighting at the door. Io Shirai knocked out Shayna Baszler by ramming the door into her head twice when she fell out the ring through the door onto the floor. So Shayna Baszler retains over Io Shirai via escape of the cage. Now, we thought this was going to be a good end. And no, Io Shirai turned heel by attacking Candice LeRae, telling everyone that she does not need no friends. She looked, passive after, striking Candice LeRae in the ring. But when she rolled out the ring, she grabbed a chair, brought it back, and decimated this poor lady by smacking her in the back of the chair and then doing a suplex across the chair. So, I guess Io Shirai is now heel. So, yeah. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, but that's it for this week's WWE Roundup. I know I've been screwing up with my talking lately, and it's just I have to have a lot of muscle memory in the matches, and I do not do good with remembering and talking at the same time, so I apologize. But hope everyone had a wonderful time. Regardless, I'm sorry about how that came out and that came to be at the moment. Hope everyone had a wonderful day. I had a lot of fun. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments below. What was your favorite match? Let me know down in the comment section, and I cannot wait to hear your answers. We always read our comments, so if you guys don't think we're not seeing it, believe me, we are. Anyway, hope everyone's having a wonderful day, and I guess I will see you guys next week where we'll run down the same stuff. Monday Night Raw, Tuesday Night SmackDown, and Wednesday night's NXT. Can't wait to see all this. Hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Also, I know that SmackDown's coming to Fox very soon, and that changes the dates. Me and Chewie are going to have to sit down and talk about how we're doing all this and what date that the weekly roundup will do after that move, because you got to think, I'm doing a weekly roundup of this stuff. So, yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone had a wonderful day. I hope everyone enjoyed. So, thank you guys so much for listening. But good gaming, happy hunting, and I'll see all you Dragonlings back inside the world of WWE. Hope you guys enjoyed today, and I'll see you guys next time for some more Demon Dragon action. Peace!